So my name is Tristan Al-Haddad, and I am currently the artist in residence at the Georgia Tech Library. I have formerly been a faculty member at Georgia Tech and have 2 degrees from Georgia Tech in architecture. To talk a little bit about the piece on Price Gilbert, the name of the piece is Polycentric Truthes, truths with an E, intentionally misspelled. The piece is what I would call a kind of translational diagram of Galileo's seminal text, The Dialogue Concerning Two Chief Systems of the World. And the piece is meant to kind of dematerialize and reproject the ideas of that text about the Earth moving around the sun as a kind of destabilizing idea at a time when the canon said the sun moved around the Earth, that the Earth was at the center, and that the Earth moved around us rather than us moving around the Earth. So this idea of polycentric. But perhaps in another way, it's really a commentary on our philosophy and culture today of polycentric truths in the world, in that truth is a construct, and that we as a society can take different pieces of information and create our own worlds. The philosopher Nelson Goodman called that irrealism or world making, and that a single context can have multiple versions. And so the piece is meant to speak to our contemporary context of world making and polycentric truths, in addition to being a response to Galileo's text. Really important to, if you do a residency at Georgia Tech, it's got to be about the students. It should be about technology. It should be about challenging art, science, and technology, and looking at the kind of overlaps and convergences of those domains. So we ran multiple workshops with students. We in fact ran 2 mechanical engineering capstones as technical development for the project. We had reading sessions of the text with the students where we discussed their interpretation of the text as drawing, as the text as graphic, the text as composition.
Hi, I'm Jerry Chen, and I'm a robotics PhD student at Georgia Tech. I'm really fortunate to have had the opportunity to work on Polycentric Truths and artwork in collaboration with Tristan Al-Haddad. In this project, we were able to adapt technology that we had developed earlier and turn it into a product that could actually paint a real mural on the library in a public space. It's not every day that I think a PhD student gets to take the research that they've been doing in a lab, which theoretically works, and bring it into something that has to work out in the real world, around people, with safety concerns, with all the messiness that happens in real life. The robot itself started out with a simple concept, which was a cable-based robot, and cable-based robots are great because they can scale to large sizes easily. Putting that robot into something that was actually robust enough, reliable enough, in order to actually paint these painting trajectories, especially with a brush where it has to be really precise, we had to introduce some new technologies in order to really get the robot to move to the precise motions that we needed to.
Some of the main aspirations of the piece are that students will look at it and understand this idea of polycentric truth, understand this idea of irrealism, understand this idea of world making, and that it will create a kind of intellectual curiosity in them such that they have the ability to have deeper and more meaningful conversations with other. Whatever other means, someone who is not like them, or who has different beliefs than them, or has constructed different worlds, or was born into different worlds. So having that ability to both construct and deconstruct a world is really important, and it would be fantastic for me as the author of the piece to know that students were impacted in that way by the piece.